Hello everyone and welcome back for a new Strategus video. So I'm really sorry for the delay, but I didn't manage to make this video earlier, even though it was really much asked on the Discord server to make the comments about round 3 of the Winter Tournament 2022. So I didn't know that so many people enjoyed this kind of video, as I have really few feedbacks on the YouTube channel and comments. So anyway, here is the video. So as you will see, there are already many results, so I will be able to comment both the pairings and the incoming results. So first of all, what we can see at looking at the pairings is that we have many draws, which in my opinion shows how high is the level, because it's pretty much hard to find someone better than another player, and as discussed with some players in private messages, there are around 20 players who could potentially win this tournament, so the competition level is really high. So the first draw we see is Sir Balanos against Orca, also known I think as Texas Pete, but again I'm not sure 100%. It seems it was a nice game. I wasn't able to spectate it. I think the spectating was actually off. But I think Orca was in advantage, but Sir Balanos had the time in his favor, so he could ask for a draw. And so it is. Then we also had a draw between Bandis, with a Dutch quite good player, and Tourniquet, German player. So a really good outcome. And Bandis was, I mean, he had 2 victories. Now he has a draw, so he ends up with the majority of the top players, who are all with 2 victories and 1 draw, most likely. Nikolakos Napoleon I is also a draw. It seems it was a very nice match, that Nikolakos had a huge advantage, but Napoleon managed to get a defense, then come back, but didn't have enough time to get to the flag. So really nice match, and Nikolakos is doing extremely well in this tournament. I think he is a bit the surprise of this tournament. Then we had the match Loser Maker against DC Anis. Very interesting match on the paper. Many people was looking forward for it. In the end, it was, I think, I spectated the first half. It was really close, like an advantage for Loser Maker, but compensation from DC Anis. So very close, and in the end DCNs made a mistake which led to an instant loss, so good result from Loser Maker. Then we also had the victory of Northrop against Myrmidonas, with the Greek champion. I think it was a long match. I have no details about it, but yeah, Northrop managed to get a win. Yes, that's more or less all about the big matches. Of course, we can make a few comments about the pairings, and then the results in the low part of the pairings. So we still have a good match to see: Panagiotis Nubmeister, 2 Greek players. Nubmeister is a bit more known, but Panagiotis is really improving in the World Championship in Kalavrita. During the first round, he was matched against Northrop, and he managed to get a draw, so that's pretty much good result. But then I discussed a bit with him, and he told me that playing several games in a row is not good for him. He needs 1 or 2 games, and then he loses concentration. So playing against Meister and 1 game every 2 weeks must be good for him. This is why he still is undefeated. I'm looking forward to see the outcome of this game. We also have a game, Zach21 against Big Story. Both are really known player. Zach21 on the paper should win. I think he has huge skills, and he says that he doesn't care about the tournament, but he still is undefeated, and I think he can be a really tough opponent. And if he gets a victory, then he will be matched against other top players who he hasn't been playing for a long time, I think. So the outcome should be good. On the other hand, Big Story created the surprise during the SIC 2022 by defeating Hyperfocus and Jesus Saves, if I'm not mistaken. So he can sometimes create the surprise. Big match also to be played today. I will try to record it. Is Gikaros against Jesus Sifs. So I think it's the second online world champion against pretty much good German player, maybe the best German player. I'm not sure. So will be a really interesting match. It could be actually end in a draw. So it could be really funny if it is the case. The last match I'm willing to present to you on the top is winner against Macedonia GR. On the paper I would bet on winner, but actually every time I was betting on the opponent of Macedonia GR, but he still won, so he's getting impressive results, which I didn't expect. So maybe he could create the surprise by defeating winner. This has still to be determined, but they are not finding a good time to play at the moment, so hopefully the match will actually happen and that we are not having some forfeits. Okay, so if now we look a bit down on the rating, we had a victory of Broken Clock against J. Karelas. It was expected to be a long and intense match. Actually, it was a really short match. Broken Clock found a way to defeat the current world champion in a pretty low amount of moves. We had the victory of our newcomer Matis31 against Pepsigor. Impressive match. I recorded it. No, I didn't record it, but I think I spectated it, and it was pretty much impressive. The way of Matis trying to go for the flag and nothing else, and actually managing to do it. Very well played from him. We also had a game which was discussed on the chat between Floconiel and Panther65. So many people was criticizing Floconiel because he forgot a piece like several times just because not being concentrated, and he went 5 times on the same major with weak pieces, which is of course a big mistake. On the other hand, I would like to underline that at the beginning of the game he was having actually the advantage with 1 captain, 1 lieutenant, and 1 sergeant for a major. So that was fine. Also an interesting result is the draw Iron Shield Don Mitsus. Many people told me it was expected to be a draw. Actually I was thought that Iron Shield would win due to our previous draw, that he would check a little bit more the clock to get a win. Actually this didn't happen, so victory for him. I mean draw for him. We also had nice win of Vnem against Carolus. Pretty good preparation from Tobermariax against Berezina. He had the perfect marshal, perfect spy, perfect general, the correct place. So I think he analyzed very well the style of Berezina. That was awesome. And on the match that still need to be played, I'm also looking forward for Tika against Pokerface. So Tika is a new Georgian woman player, and she's doing quite well, I think. And I've talked with her and her husband, and they seemed to be interesting to come at the World Championship live in the Netherlands this year. So it could be very interesting to have newcomers from Georgia. Right, I think I said more or less everything about the most interesting matches. Maybe also the victory of Pizza 70 Wow against Murazor was quite impressive. I really thought it would be actually a draw. So well done from Pizza with getting his first victory in the tournament, and I think he's quite happy with it. Right, so if now we look a bit at the standings, of course they do not represent many things, as most player has still not played, but we can see that BFG, so Max Roloff, is in the lead and is the only one player so far with 3 victories and no defeat. Most of the top players here are with 2 victories and 1 draw, and then we have 2 victories, 1 loss, and so on. So the standings are will be very close, and we already see that all the top players most likely are among the 20 first players, like as it was expected to be. Most likely now Zach, our big story, will come over. Winner also, Jesus saves, Numaister Panagiotis, all these guys until the 26th are missing. And then we will have really interesting matches. I think from now on, I mean from the next round, we will only have top players matches, and hopefully it will be possible to spectate them. Right, that's it. So yeah, depending on the outcomes of the other games, I could end up by playing either Bandis or Loser Maker at the moment. So two players that I think I've never defeated. So I will have a very hard time. We also gonna have Orca. I don't know, since he played Sobal, maybe he's gonna play Nordstrom or even BFG, so another top match. Nordstrom could actually play Sir Balanos or Loser Maker. It will be a very nice match. We have Broken Clock. Depending on the outcome, he could play, for example, Nixas, who is a quite good Greek player, but it could also be possible that he ends up playing the loser of top matches like Jesus Safe, Winner, Zach, Big Story, whatever. So we can have really interesting games again. Right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and see you soon for the next video.